This week's coffee is Ethiopia, Kebel, Kercha, Sidamo, Guji natural process. Hello everybody and welcome to In My Mug, episode 196. Gotta think of new ways to say it. On Monday the 13th of August 2012. And today, I'm home. Home sweet home. After trips around the globe, it's really nice to kind of be back here. Kind of episode 191. Kind of was the last one I did at home. With in between we got Canada, Manchester, Bolivia, Colombia, and now Stafford. All places that belong in that sentence, I'm sure. So, anyway, let's talk about coffee, because that's kind of what we do here. I want this to be punchy. So this week we've got something a little special. It's been a while since we took a walk down Africa Lane. But this one I think has really been worth waiting for. And there's going to be a few more coming up in the coming weeks too. So, as I said at the start, it's a naturally processed Guji from Ethiopia. And when I saw this coffee, it kind of reminded me of something. So, like, earlier this year, we had a coffee that was probably the most controversial we've ever had. The one that beat me up the most about stocking. And it was the Ethiopia Congo Peabry, which was a natural process. A full-on assault in flavour. You either loved it or you hated it. And lots of you told me how much you loved it, and lots of you told me how much you hated it. I've never received so many 1-star and 5-star reviews for a coffee. I never had a coffee fill up my inbox quite as much. And it's kind of put me off a little bit of stocking these coffees. I love them, but I want you to love them too. So I didn't for a while, but I'm playing roulette again now with this one, I think. I've always wondered kind of, ever since then, like, what it would be like to find a coffee that was full of those flavours, but also a little bit more crowd pleasing, a little cleaner, a little bit more repeatable in brewing. Something that was a little bit more forgiving than the Congo. And I think I found it with this coffee. It is super special. It's grown in the Sidamo region of Ethiopia, altitude between 1900 and 2100 metres above sea level, and will definitely 100% be a mixture of heirloom varietals. Will definitely mostly be Typica. The reason I don't know for sure is that it's provided by 750 small producers, most of them from their gardens. That's the way Ethiopia grows coffee. It's very small holders that either sell to a mill or a Grabi. So, ironically, the mill is near to the town of Yergachev, even though it's Sidamo, and it's very near the area of Wote. So the Wote that we have, it's very close to there. The mill produces a lot of coffee, around about 140 tonnes a year, which is around about 7 containers. And for a mill in Ethiopia, that is quite a lot. The mill mainly works in washed coffee, but very, very occasionally produces a natural, just like this lovely one. So, the natural process. Natural process is where the cherry is picked from the tree. It is then dried on raised beds for 6 to 8 weeks until the cherry completely dries. Then the cherry is taken to the huller, where it's hulled and removed and made into parchment. And then the parchment is taken to the ECX. And if you don't know what the ECX is, go and search on Hasblog for ECX and it will tell you all about what ECX is. But it goes there, and normally it's just sold through the ECX. But this coffee comes from a more traceable, smaller lot through the ECX. So when it gets there, they cup it by qualified Q graders, and they decide what name it should be. So if it should be a Sidamo or a Yergachev or a Harar or a Forest or lots of different kind of gradings they can give it. When it scores, when a Q grade of over 90 is scored, the information that is normally removed from ECX coffee is put back in. So you end up able to find a little bit more information. So these exceptional lots allow you to put provenance back in, which is, as a roaster, and as you guys kind of love. You know, we like to know about the people behind the coffee. We like to know about the washing station. We like to know a little bit about the people who would be behind it. It then goes for sale in the Q catalogue at the ECX trading room. And here, exporters and importers can buy these lots, then remove the parchment and sell to lucky roasters like me. So I'm really excited that we've been able to find one of these Q lots, because I heard lots about them when I was in Ethiopia last year. This is super unique and super special. So it reminded me very, very much of the coffees I tasted kind of pre-ECX back in 2008, and I'm thinking of the special mills out there like Misty Valley. I'm thinking about the what was the other one? You got the Odo Misty Valley, and there was another one and I can't remember. So anyway, let's talk about numbers and then we can get into drinking it, because I'm salivating at the thought. So the washing station is called Kercha. That's Kebelkerca. Owned by produced by 750 smallholder producers in the region of Sidamo. Altitude of 1,900 to 2,100 meters above sea level. A wide range, because there's a wide range of growers. Varietal is mainly typical, we can imagine, with other heirloom varietals. And the processing is a natural process that is taken into the sun to dry on raised African beds. And yes, that's it, I guess. So, it is time for something that I have missed immensely. It's time for the map bit. It's the map bit. No expense spent, it's the map bit. Hello, the map bit is back. Hooray! And in map bit style, we zoom out from Has-Been Towers in the centre of the United Kingdom. And instead of going across to our left, we're going down and slightly right to Ethiopia. And here you see that you've got Harar in the top north there. Then we've got a Sidamo that we've had a few months back now towards the top. And then Guji is a very specific region towards Yirgachev in Sidamo. Down towards the bottom there, and yeah, you can kind of see that is my not lots of information on this map bit. It's the map bit. No expense spent, it's the map bit. That makes me feel much better. I have missed the map bit very much, and I hope you have too. So, time for the Wheel of Death, and this week's Wheel of Death is going to be cupping. Now, I think this is really quite apt that we do a cupping one on a coffee that has been picked out as an ECX Q grader cupping lot. Also, that I've just come back from my travels from Bolivia and Colombia, where I've spent most of that time cupping. And since I've come back, I've been thinking a lot about cupping, and we're changing the way that we sample and cup here, so we can have more traceability and kind of be better at what we do. And also that I've added the cupping bowls and the cupping spoons back to the site, so they are available to buy. We also did show a little video there. We did a little video on cupping and how to cup, and you should go watch that. I'll put a link along the bottom for that so you can go and see it. So I am going to whap you on pause. I'm going to go and make tasty and delicious coffee, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to drink said tasty and delicious coffee and cup it too. So I'll be back with you in just a moment. And we're back. And I'm straight into espresso, and I haven't done espresso for such a long time. Oh, the smell. The smell of this coffee is phenomenal. It smells how it tastes. It's blueberries. So, now, it's a shoulder. Too intense for me. I know some of you guys will love it. I know some of you will not be as keen. For me, this is its weaker part. So out of all the drinks I'm going to brew, this is the weaker part. Spitting, sorry. But it's still pretty damn amazing. It really is. Okay, so moving on to snozzer in the bowl. I haven't done these for ages, and as I was grinding it, it was like, this is a coffee you have to smell. So smelling the espresso, you can smell it. As I've just ground it up in the training room, the smell in there is like, woof, it's like a cloud of like just amazingness. It just smells so fruity. Just stunning. Snozzer in the bowl. Must do snozzer in the bowl more. Okay, so the Wheel of Death came up with cupping. So cupping bowl, cupping spoon. I've broke the crust. I've cleaned it off. Wasn't really very practical to do that standing up, so. Blueberry muffin. Refreshers. If you've ever had Refreshers, the sweet, it's Refreshers. It's just lively and it's just effervescent. But then it's got this creamy edge to it as well. It's like so complex. There's so much going on in that cup. Like, I remember cupping it on the cupping table. First time it came and was just like, I love this coffee. And I'm kind of glad that we have stocked, and I'm glad that I haven't gone kind of safe. The danger of going safe is that you get boring. You know, and coffee shouldn't be boring. Coffee should be exciting. Coffee should provoke a love or hate relationship with it. Hopefully more love than hate. But this is one of those coffees that is just so challenging. Yeah. Okay, milk. So I've also done milk because I actually have started to enjoy milk drinks again. I think Heartness makes, was it not Heartness, mate? Something about the heart growing fonder anyway. I know you'll all be screaming at me on the screen now, but absence makes the heart grow fonder. And this coffee is so suited for milk because the flavours are not your normal kind of chocolate and smooth and kind of tying with the milk. They're punchy, they've got more kick to them, they're stronger, they're more powerful, and it powers through that milk. You taste coffee. Like, yeah, this is a competition cappuccino for me. This is the kind of thing where I think we would do very, very well in maybe not WBC, but in like a regional UKBC competition, something like that. This would work really well because it punches through. It's not very subtle. It allows anybody to understand there's some boom in there. So, and because I can, I've also made a can of it because I love drinking this coffee. It is phenomenal, and I don't care that I had to make so many brewing methods today. It's worth it. So listen, it's a stunning coffee. You are tasting something that is pretty spectacular, and it's not cheap. So we had the £10 a bag last week. We've got the £7 a bag this week. In my mug, it's just such a bargain. Like, I don't know what I'm doing it. I should maybe put prices up or something. But yeah, you'll be screaming at the screen there going, no! Okay, so numbers. It's from the washing station of Kebel, Kercha, which is a 750 small holding group of people that produce very small amounts from very little to kind of a small farm size, but all get mixed together. It's from the region of Sidamo, very near to the town of Yergachev, which I just think is hilarious. Altitude of 1,900 to 2,100 metres. It is a Typica and heirloom varietal mixture. It is naturally processed on raised bed, African beds for 6 to 8 weeks and is an ECX Q grade lot. Wow, I think that's everything. Oh yes, t-shirt. Like my t-shirt? I know you all commented last time I wore this t-shirt that you wanted one and you thought they're nice. So they're available on the website now. We listen to our customers and friends, and when they tell us to do something, we do it. So the t-shirts are on the site if you want to be a has-been genius. In my mug, 200 is coming up soon, and I feel I ought to do something to commemorate episode 200. I don't know what, so if you guys have any ideas, I'd be very keen to hear them. It would be lovely to, as always, to hear from you. And also, like, I forgot to do this a little bit recently, but tell me what you like, tell me what you don't like, tell me what I should be doing, tell me what I shouldn't be doing. I'm always open to your feedback. I like it very much. So yeah, please keep that coming. Yeah, that's it. Right, do remember, life is too short for bad coffee.